This is now the world's largest 3D printed community. Lennar, one of the nation's biggest home builders, partnered with Icon, a 3D printing company, to build the community. 100 homes finished faster than it would have taken to build conventionally. This community, on the outskirts of Austin, was a trial run that took roughly 2 years to print. But the lessons learned here promise to make the process even faster in the future.
You can't learn that stuff in a lab. You have to get out here in the field with the weather, with the trades. You have to put it out there for customers.
Labor is lean and the cost of building materials is rising. 3D printing could solve some of that. Critical at a time when housing affordability is about the worst in history, and the nation is short roughly 4 million homes.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment and share. This is a fascinating story because there's been some rumblings in the real estate industry on the 3D printing and how it's kind of gaining momentum. And now you're seeing it, really take shape in this story here. So I think this is very important to pay attention to. Does it affect real estate investors? I don't know. Uh, there's still a lot of inventory that's out there that is distressed and underperforming, which is what you want to buy when you buy real estate. So, um, but this definitely can solve some issues. I can see this. I don't know what the price point is. Hopefully, they'll unpack it in the story because then I'll really be able to give some good feedback. But I would like to know what the price point is, like how much, what's their cost, and what are they charging for it, and what are the margins there. But yeah, this could definitely change the real estate industry for sure. And investors will just have to adapt. So let's see what the story reports.
Holly Feekings and her husband moved in just over a year ago.
Well, my son discovered it first, and he's a techie, and he was enthralled with the actual concept and the energy efficiency. And then we realized, it was really a safe home for two old folks. Single level, no stairs.
The homes are high-tech, energy efficient, wind, fire, and mold resistant.
This is significant improvement in evolving a housing market that has the ability to change over time.
This was an experiment for Lennar, and costs were slightly higher as they worked through the kinks, but Miller says he's all in.
The ability to adapt modern product to what we need for the future in housing, in building a healthier housing market, is amazing.
Those look nice. I will say that.
Wow.
Come on in. Welcome to our home.
Holly Feekings and her husband are retired. They've always lived in traditional homes, but they saw several reasons to try the 3D printed model.
What's great is there's no studs, so you can hang pictures and everything anywhere you want. You have to use screws to drill through the, concrete type wall, but it's been wonderful.
The homes here start at just under $400,000.
Wow.
That's about comparable to other larger homes in the area.
So what do you like, the most about this house?
Oh gosh, really the energy efficiency.
Feeking says her electric bill was just $26 in January, much lower when compared to the average bill for conventional homes.
You do have to run your air on hot days, of course, but it'll hold its temperature. You don't have to check the thermostat, and everything's automatic. And because of the construction, it really helps. It's very peaceful to live here.
And quiet, I imagine? Is it quieter?
Very quiet. We have a major road right out back and we don't hear it.
And that's the concrete.
Wow.
It's the concrete and the insulated windows.
I would be curious to know over time, how does that concrete fare? Like, is it break down at some point? Does it deteriorate? Because we know like sidewalks and things of that nature crumble over time and you have to like re-pour them. How does that work when it comes to the house? And then what about settling? That's the other thing I want to know too, because as you know, you see walk on the pavement or something like that, you'll see like bellies, and they call them bellies, but sunken concrete, as you walk, or lifted concrete, because every house settles, and that's why you'll see cracks in your walls, and usually in between 2 points, and so I would be curious to know, how does that work? And this will be a case study, I'm sure, because we don't have enough time to really see how these things like age. So that would be something I'd ask. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, please.
Icon and Lennar announced their plans to build this community in 2022. Since then, large-scale robots worked without a break, squeezing out homes like toothpaste, ultimately at the rate of one every 2 weeks. CNBC toured this construction site back in 2022.
Now we're on an active print site. So this is home number 6 in the queue. So actually what we do is we take digital, in any sort of standard digital software, we import it into our system we call BuildOS, and it prepares it for robotic construction. So it will automatically do the structural reinforcement placing, the electrical outlets, the plumbing outlets, those kind of things. The promise of robotic construction is the promise of automation, reducing labor, therefore reducing labor costs. So right now, the minimum number of operators is 3. I think in the next 12 months we'll automate the magma completely, so we'll be down to about 2. And I think the sort of holy grail is where one person can watch a dozen systems. You need one person to watch a dozen systems.
But as of now, you have 3 people building a house.
Which is not bad.
As printing progressed, Icon learned how to do it faster and with less labor.
The things we had to learn on this project that we had never done before were like all the logistics of working at scale and the operations of fielding. I think at our highest moment, we had like 11 printers out here working. And so figuring out materials delivery, shift changes, all the logistics of getting printers in the field, and then working in concert with the rest of the Lennar trades to lay foundations, print walls, have people come in and finish out the homes.
The partnership is unique because Lennar is such a large legacy builder and Icon is so new and so small.
This is really in its infancy. As you've said before, 3D printing, we don't see a lot of it. Why is a company as large as Lennar getting into this now?
So listen, we're just getting started. This is all about innovation.
How much will you invest in the technology and in Icon?
Well, we continue to invest in a variety of strategies around changing the methods of production, of construction, and we expect to take this all the way through. I mean, this is the first 100 homes, but we expect to be able to bring this to scale, and at scale, we really bring cycle times down, and we also bring costs down.
Completing the community was a learning.
He never answered the question. How much does this cost? I don't know. Very fascinating, very fascinating. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you guys want to watch more of this story and really get the details, ins and outs. I don't know. I don't think it's something that's going to come to scale. Well, who knows? The way AI is moving and everything, who knows how quickly things will happen. But we live in a forever changing world, is for sure certain. And I think we owe it to ourselves to always be learning. That's why I'm a real estate guy, like you guys all know. We owe it to ourselves to get educated and learn. And real estate's not hard. It just takes it's a skill, and therefore it could be learned. And I think everyone should do it because who knows, if there's opportunities, you want to know how to be able to get ahead of that. So you always got to be ready to pivot. That's in business in general. Always be ready to pivot. And who knows, if I need to pivot out of real estate one day, I will be ready to pivot and go on to the next thing. So please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for everyone who's been subscribing. I seem to be getting quite a few subscribers lately, so I really appreciate that. All right, you guys take care. Bye.